Hey everyone, this is Kat of KatnipzGamez, and today I'm going to be taking you through how to play Bunny Bus. Now, these videos are going to be broken down into smaller sections as well, so that you can go back to them for reference without having to watch the entire video over again. Let's start with cards. There are 4 types: crops, fertilizer, bunnies, and effects. Beginning with fertilizer. Everyone starts off at level 1 for fertilizer, meaning you can only grow level 1 crops, carrots and radishes. However, by playing Basic or Mega Fertilizer, you can grow higher level crops for more points. Basic unlocks level 2 crops, cabbage and tomatoes. Mega unlocks level 3 crops, pumpkins. You can grow lower level crops with higher level fertilizer. If you lose your fertilizer, any dependent crops lose their point value until you put more down. For example, if you have basic fertilizer and tomatoes, but you lose the fertilizer, the tomatoes are worth nothing. But if you put another fertilizer down, they regain point value. On to crops. Each crop has a level and point value. The point value is what is used to defeat bunnies. We'll get into that later. On the back of the game box is an example of how to lay out your field. Each player can have up to 2 rows of crops. Each row has 3 slots. You cannot mix vegetables. If you're growing carrots, you can't place a tomato. If you upgrade your fertilizer, your next turn you can scrap all the vegetables in the row and plant 1 new crop. Bindweed is a special crop because it is used against another player. It can be placed in its own slot or on top of another crop. Any effect card that removes a crop will also remove bindweed. So in summary, 2 rows of crops, 3 crops per row. No mixing vegetables. Scrap old ones to place new ones. Fertilizer grows better crops. Lose it, and dependent crops have no value. More points means higher level bunnies caught. Bunnies. There are a variety of bunny cards. Each has a level and a point value. In order to capture a bunny, your entire point value, crops, fertilizer, and effects, must be equal or greater than the level of the bunny. For example, a level 10 bunny requires you having 10 or more points. Certain bunnies can be given to other opponents to reduce their points at the end of the game. When you bust a bunny, simply take it and place it face down at the end of your field. The final type of cards are effects. These can either help your score or hurt your opponents. Now, since there are several types, I'm only going to go over the ones that might need a little bit of explaining. When you use Plow the Field, it will take 1 row of crops plus the fertilizer, unlike Tornado and Snowstorm, which will only take out the row of crops. Bugs is played on a crop card and is removed by using Bug Spray. It is not affected should that opponent decide to scrap their crops to grow a new kind. It will remain in effect. However, if someone uses Frostbite, Snowstorm, or Tornado, it will remove the bug's effect as well. Concrete takes up 1 space in a player's row. It has to be put in an empty space. It cannot be put on a crop. It's only removed using the jackhammer, unlike Bindweed, which can be removed using other effect cards. The Burrow card allows you to randomly take a bunny from one player's bunny pile, unlike Bunny Swap, which lets you look through their pile, take the one you want, and then you give them one of yours in return, which is a good opportunity to unload an unfavorable bunny such as unhygienic or dumb. When you use Rainbow, it doubles the point value of 1 row of crops. Once it is placed, you cannot move it to another row should those crops be destroyed. It does not, however, double negative effects, so don't worry about that. Lawnmower gives you a one-time temporary point boost. So if you want a level 4 bunny, but you only have 2 points, you can play Lawnmower to temporarily raise your points to get the bunny. It is then discarded and your point value returns to normal. Pet Store allows you to take any bunny straight from your hand without having to worry about the level. So if it's level 10 but you only have 2 points, you can play Pet Store to take that bunny straight into your pile. Travel Size, like Lawnmower, helps you to fight a bunny whose level is higher than your point value. So Travel Size will reduce the level of a bunny by half, rounding up. Level 4 becomes level 2, level 5 becomes level 3. So it can help you get the higher level bunnies out of your hand. The last card is Recycle. You play this to dig through the discard pile and choose a card. Please know that the card you choose cannot be played in that same turn. You're going to have to wait until your next turn to play it. And that's about it. Now let's talk gameplay. Shuffle the deck and deal 3 cards to each player. This is your starting hand. Decide who goes first. Your turn is going to go as follows. You draw a card. Now you are either going to play a card or draw again and end your turn. That's it. Draw and play or draw twice. If you end up with more than 6 cards in your hand, you will have to discard down to 6 at the end of your turn. So here's some example playing. Continue until all cards have been drawn. Whoever draws the last card plays out their turn and ends the game. Winning. When the game ends, total your points. Crops, fertilizer, bunnies, effects. The person with the most points wins. If there's a tie, you can rock, paper, scissors if you don't want to share. I hope this video helped. If not, check out the facts page or even send me an email. Now, if you like the game, please keep an eye out for future titles, and I will see you next time.